Brandon, how you doing?
Hello, doing well.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And I've talked to you on a couple occasions. I know that one time immediately after the Lewis Neri fight that you were telling me that you watched the fight pretty carefully after that bout happened. Did you go back and did you sit down and watch the fight with Fulton closely after it occurred?
Yeah. I always watch my fights and see my mistakes and what I did right and what I did wrong. And I mean, it was an exciting fight. It was a close fight, and I'm pretty sure the fans enjoyed it.
I think universally a lot of people were definitely feeling that was the fight of the year, or at least up there with fight of the year. When you kind of sat down and you watched it, what was your initial reaction to the fight?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a close fight. It was an exciting fight. It was just basically me going forward, attacking, putting pressure for the whole 12 rounds. Um, I mean, I did the most that I can to show that I wanted to fight more. I always couldn't fight. Like I said, I always couldn't fight. I always make sure that I leave everything in the ring. And I mean, I don't know what else I could have done. I put months and months of pressure, threw a lot of punches, made sure that they were effective. I heard them around like 4 or 5 times in the fight. But I guess it is what it is. It's a sport of boxing. I understand that they wanted to keep the belt at 122 pound division. And I mean, the people that were there, even his fans after the fight, were taking pictures with me, which is something that I was like, what? But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a crazy fight, exciting fight, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, the fans loved it.
I know that everyone that watched it all agreed that it was incredibly close. I mean, the judges even came back with that as a majority decision. There was, definitely feelings of both ways there. How, when processing a loss going on your record, and I've known many different boxers that are like, well, it's a loss on my record, but I don't feel like it was a loss. Did you have any like mixed emotions, or did you get down on yourself at all, or did you kind of just dust it off your shoulder and like, no big deal, I'm moving on?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I understand it's a business, and I mean, as a boxer, you get knocked down, you got to get back up. A loss doesn't mean anything. Keeping an undefeated record doesn't mean anything. I mean, you have legends like Pacquiao. I mean, you have so many legends in the sport of boxing with many losses that to them, if you see when you see them fight, it doesn't even seem like they have losses. And if anything, they grow more with losses. And me as a fighter, obviously, no one wants to lose, right? But I mean, you take what you get, and you just got to keep moving on. I mean, you dust it off, you brush it off, and you got to make sure that it just doesn't happen again. And you got to work your ass off so that you will never lose again.
Kind of thinking of every fight, every battle that you have in the ring as a learning experience, what would you say is the most important thing that you took away from that fight for your own betterment?
I mean, I guess just be more patient. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Canelo switched his style was because people don't appreciate, I guess, the fighter that wants to fight more, the fighter that puts the pressure, the fighter that risks everything to make the fight exciting. Because the only reason why the fight was exciting, the only reason why the fight, if anything, was thrilling was because I was the one putting the pressure. I was the one making the fight happen, making the fight exciting, making the fight electric. The fans were going crazy, and that's what the sport of boxing is. And I understand the concept of it, but as a fighter, you just want to be an entertaining fighter. But I guess boxing is has been shifting to a more defensive style, more patient. So I guess that's what we've been working on now is being a little bit more patient. I guess having more defense, footwork. That's what you see nowadays is boxers with a little bit better of boxing ability. I mean, I know how to do both. I know how to brawl, box, switch lefty, righty. I have speed, power in both hands. But me and I just like to, bro, get in there and mix it up and, work the body. That's the Mexican style. But I guess, as time goes on, as I get more experience, you get to find out that, maybe being a little bit more patient, having more of a technical boxing style is what's gonna, serve you better. In other words.
Your opponent for this upcoming fight, Carlos Castro, very good opponent. Had a good fight with Luis Netti in his last fight. Came down on the wrong side of the decision, but it was a close decision. Looking at that fight, what did you think about his performance against that common opponent that you guys have in Netti?
Yeah, like I said in my last interview, I just felt like he respected Neri a little bit too much. And he did the opposite of what I did, especially against fighters like Neri that have been battle tested, that been in there in world championship fights, and they just have so much, I guess, mental willpower that you just got to get in there and break them down and take it away from them, which is basically what I did. I didn't give him no room for him to breathe, no space for him to come up with a game plan. I just went out there and just basically took his legs from under him and took the fight from him.
Looking at Carlos Castro and his kind of style, obviously he's not going to be the same type of style as a Stephen Fulton. But do you feel like, okay, I've got to kind of pick and choose my moments when I'm going to press and be aggressive, when I'm going to be patient? Is it kind of a give and take between those two spectrums?
Yes, of course. I just gotta be, like I said, more patient, be a little bit more technical, and just be smart. Just be smart, and that's something that we've been working on. Definitely is being a little bit smarter, and using my abilities a little bit better. So, especially my technical ability. So yeah, you're gonna see a little bit more boxing for me this fight.
Moving up to featherweight, I believe it was something that even going into the Fulton fight, you felt like this was going to be the eventual move. Was it just physically that you felt like you'd grown out of the division at this point?
Yeah, we've been talking about moving up to 126 even before the Neri fight. I'm 5'9". I'm growing, I'm maturing, I'm getting my man muscle. And definitely, I mean, just to make 122, it just sounds crazy. I had to sacrifice a lot. I mean, even though I never missed weight, I always made weight due to my consistency and my discipline. Uh, Even though everything was good, I just felt like I was squeezing a little bit too much at the end for 122. In the beginning, it was all good. But as I'm growing, as time goes on, I'm getting older, I'm growing, I'm getting more much. My body's maturing a little bit more. So, I have to listen to my body. And like I said, this decision had been made way before the Neri fight. But the Neri fight, it came about. I won, and obviously I wanted to unify. So I stuck around, and it has been in the talks for a long time. So now at 126, I feel like it's going to be just a different version of Brandon, a more, I guess, not weight stressed anymore or anything like that. Because I would have made 126, like I would hit 126 like nothing when I was hitting 122. Just like a couple of last pounds were the ones that I really, really, really had to dry myself out and squeeze a little bit just to make 122. But now as a 126 pounder, I mean, I feel amazing. I feel strong. I just can't wait to get in the ring.
When you're training now, obviously not having to worry about the weight as much, and you're in there and you're getting prepared at this weight class, how do you compare the difference in strength to 126 pounder you versus 122 pounder you?
Oh man, it's just a big difference. It's just my body for itself. I'm just letting my body breathe and just letting it, I guess, maximize its potential. And I feel like at 126, I can really do that.
Final question for me, and I'll let you go. I obviously this is a title eliminator for the WBC title, a showdown with the winner of Magsayo versus Vargas. Is that your ultimate goal, or is it, hey, if another titleist wants to come along and fight me, great, but or is that your primary goal, is to get the winner of that fight?
Look, at this point, I'm looking to fight anyone, and if it's world class level opponents, then I'm all for it. We talked to him, man, and he gave us this opportunity for a title eliminator, and I'm gonna take it. So hopefully the winner from them two, and everything goes well for me, then maybe later this year I would be fighting the winner of Marco Masayo and Rey Vargas.
Well, Brandon, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and it's always a pleasure watching you fight. There's not too many people that can throw the punches you throw in a fight. So thank you again for all the great performances, and I expect to see another one on July 9th.
Sir, thank you so much. Thank you.